What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode number 2 of Shout Out Sunday, my weekly video series that I'm going to be running this year during my fundraising journey to help raise funds for the Muscular Dystrophy Association's Ride for Independence. That's going to be happening at the beginning of August. It's a motorcycle event where we raise funds for life-saving research to help fight muscular dystrophy, as well as send some really cool kids to camp. I appreciate everything that everybody's been doing so far this year. This week we've had an amazing week, and I'd like to give a few shout out and thank yous. Just a few quick things of how I run this video is basically if you make a donation, and I always thank everybody who makes a donation, but I will message you or email you and ask you for permission if I can announce your name during one of these videos. If you are not interested in being announced and you just want to fly under the radar, it's totally perfect. I do not have a problem with it. I am just more than grateful that you put your hard-earned money down to help these kids. So if you want to remain anonymous, when you donate on the MDA site, you can also remain anonymous. I don't know if you ever knew that. Yeah, so when you go through and signing up, there's somewhere you can click on there. It says make my name public. You don't click on that. Or there's also, if you want to put your name on there but not the amount you donate for the public to see, it'll say only show amount to Dave. So I will see how much you donate, but the public won't, but at least your name will be on my donation page. It's always up to you. It's your choice. Now, when I get a donation, I do send a thank yous. Most times if I'm a Facebook friend, I'll send it through Facebook Messenger, and I'll send you one there's an email feature to my website that I can email you also. So if you look for those, I will email you or message you to ask permission if I can use your name on this video series. If I don't hear back from you, I'm just going to skip you for the week. You can still get me, and I'll announce you next week. There was a few folks this week I have not been able to get an answer from, which is fine. It's totally cool, you know. Like I said, if you want to remain anonymous, that's also fine. So I appreciate all that. What's been going on this week? Well, it's really been incredible. Just about every day I've received a donation or two. The community that is sharing my posts is also awesome. I mean, this week I've had 14 donations, and I probably have never had that before. You guys are totally rocking it. And the people that are sharing my post, if I post a video or an MDA link, that kind of thing, you folks have been sharing it, you know, and whether or not it benefits that I get a donation, it's still bringing awareness to other folks out there that this event's going on and there's a need and help for the muscular dystrophy. So even if the donate doesn't come to me, at least the folks will see what's going on, and maybe somewhere down the road they can help another organizations that's raising money for the MDA. Anything is a huge help. It doesn't cost anything to share on Facebook, and I appreciate it. I have one person who's sharing everything on Instagram and TikTok and all kinds of different platforms to get that out there, and I totally appreciate that. So let's get started on some of the folks that donated. Like I said, I had 14 donations this week. 4 folks I cannot get a hold of or are anonymous. So if you're somebody who's looking for me to call you out, please check your email or your Facebook Messenger to see if I sent you a message, or if for some odd reason I passed over. Please message me, and I will gladly add you in next week's episode. So I do have 10 people to thank for donations, and let's get her started, all right? So let's go. First of all, My first donation, these are in no particular order this week. It's just the way I wrote them down to follow along. So my first donation was from Jill May Brown. Jill actually is the one who's been sharing all my stuff like crazy over TikTok and Instagram and everything. And I went to school with Jill. She's an awesome lady. And after graduated, actually our family, I worked with her brother, and we became so close that we are family now, Jill and all. She's like a sister, and her whole family and ours are, great together. And I really appreciate her. And Jill, thank you, babe. So next off is from my metal detecting world, my buddies Dawn and Shelly Williams. These are two of the most generous, charitable ladies that I know. I love them to death, and I appreciate what they do for me throughout the year, their friendship. I cherish it. Thank you so much. Next after Shelly and Dawn is a newer friend of mine, is Brianna Davidson. Bree started working with us not too long ago, before the holiday season, and she's already a rock star at work, and she's such a sweetheart of a girl, and she's young and generous, and I appreciate it, Bree. Thank you so much. God bless you. Next after that is Bob and Nicola Strauss. Thank you so much. Nicola's been with me probably since the beginning, since I started working with her. She has always supported the cause, and I thank them guys so much. Now, I have a few motorcycle friends from my motorcycle world that I'd like to thank. Back in the day, this is what got me all started in this, is I didn't work. I bought my second Harley Davidson from Smaltz Harley Davidson down in Chester Springs, there, Exton area. And after a few months, I joined their dealership had a club. It's called a HOG Club, Harley Owners Group, HOG. So I joined their club, and I was a member for a few months, and then towards the spring, at the meetings, they would always have a 50-50 to raise money for MDA. Half went to the person, the other half went to their MDA fund. So I won, and it was a pretty big amount of money. And if you know me, I'm just like, just throw it in the pot for the MDA. I didn't want the prize. And so the owner at the time, Stretch Smaltz, God rest his soul, he said, no. Take that money, fill out a packet for the MDA. That's enough money, you can get a shirt or a pin or whatever. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So I did it, and over the next few months, I heard, they talked about the event, and that brought me to go to the event. And once I went to the event, I was hooked. To see these kids and what this event did for these kids, and meet some of the families and participate with my friends and hang out with this and see the amount of money that was raised, it just changed my life. And here I am now, 21 years later, still going strong. So from my Eagle Hog alumni family and friends, they are still my family. First, I'd like to say thank you to Anthony Carter. Anthony has been a really good friend in this fundraising effort. He's been to the event with me and everyone else more times than I can count. I appreciate it, Anthony. Thank you. Also was Chuck and Georgia Chettle. Chuck and Georgia used to be the director of our club, and supported all the fundraising we did, and did a lot of charity rides for MDA, and them guys have been there every event we've had. They've been up to all the Ride for Lives over the years with us, and they're diehards towards the MDA, and I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you. Also, another motorcycle friend, Charlie Mayers. She's an awesome lady. She's participated in Ride for Life with us many years and all that. And her and her significant other, Walt, have been a great team. And they've been really great for the cause. Spent a lot of good times, weekends riding with them guys. They're They're awesome, and they're all family. And I thank you guys. So also, excuse me, speaking of family, I'd like to go to family. My dear cousin Mark and his beautiful wife Lois, I'd like to thank them and their 5,000 kids, their clan. They're amazing family for their generous donation. Lois and Mark have been donating to me since probably year one of my 21 years of fundraising. They've been good to me. I can always count on them. They have supported everything I do, and I love them to death. Appreciate you guys. Thanks. Next is one of my dearest friends, for looking back probably over 40 years now, 45, since I was about 14 years old. Miss Linda Hayes Thomas. If any of you know, when I first started playing music, my drummer Jay, his mom Linda, very encouraging to us. She put up with our shenanigans when we were teenagers, always took care of us, the band. When Jay only knew how to hit one drum and me only knew how to hit one note, she let us rock the attic of the farmhouse, and we've had band practices at their house for many, many years, and she's always been super good to us. She's like a second mom to all us teenagers back then, and she's been with me and supporting me for as long as I can remember with this charity, and I love her to death. And thank you, Miss Linda. Thank you so much. And my last donor, who's been putting up with my shenanigans for next month, will be 60 years, is Violet Hart, my lovely mother, who I can't even begin. It would take, I don't have enough videotape or memory in my cell phone of all the nice things I can say. She has been a rock to our family. She's been a rock to our extended family. She's a true blessing, and she has supported me through everything I've done, whether it's been good or bad. She has been always there for me and Sharon and our whole family, and I love you, Mom, to death. Thank you so much for the donation. Okay, now that I'm getting teary-eyed. Also, during last week, I've had many, I'm just going to rip through this list real quick. I had 13, I think, people who shared posts. Some of them have shared multiple posts from my Facebook page, whether it's me doing a silly song to embarrass myself, or some serious video, or just a regular post. I appreciate every share, just as much as a donation. I appreciate it. You taking the time to share something and get the word out is impressive to me, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. So most folks who have shared, I may have forget one, I don't know, I'm starting to look here, but I'm gonna go through the list real quick. People who shared my list: Ron Horner, Sharon Lowe, Brandy Ansel, Jill Brown, Charlie Mayers, Kia B, Susan Pick, Mark Neese, Jay Madero, Dave Berger, Chuck Chettle, Lauren Burrell, Nicholas Strauss, Casey Steyer also saved my videos. And if there's somebody, it's so hard for me to follow how many people are sharing. I got a notepad, and every time I look, I try to write them down. So if I missed you, I'm sorry. You can shoot me a message, and I'll gladly give you a shout out next week. So now for the grand finale of our video is last week, this time Sunday, the total we raised was $900 for the first week, or first 10 days. I forget which it was now, but now at the end of this week, we went from $900 to a total of $1,950. I can't believe it. You guys are totally blessing the cause. I'm so lost for words. The support is, you guys can play a drinking game with how many times I say amazing and awesome, but I don't have another word. I'll have to get a thesaurus to do it. But the support you guys have shown for the cause, the sharing, the donations, it just makes me lost for words. I'm at a loss for words. Believe it or not, a lost for words. But thank you all so much. Looking forward to a good week next week. I hope you guys all have a great week. I hope you enjoyed this episode and my rambling on. I'm not sure if next week I'm going to be right on a Sunday. It may be a delayed day, but I have some plans for the weekend. So hopefully we can get a few more donations. Keep spreading the words. Keep liking the post, sharing the post. If you're going to donate, and I'm serious when I say $5. Don't be embarrassed thinking like $5, what's that going to do? But if everybody donated $5, it would be a mountain towards the cause. Don't be shy. You can remain, like I said, you can keep the dollar amount anonymous if you on the donation list. Nobody will see if you don't think $5 is worth it. But and to me, $5, if you just take the time and donate to the cause, it means more to me whether it's $5 or $5 million. Just that you took the effort, it just makes it a huge world. So okay, so we've $1,950. Next week I'll come back. We'll do a review of the week. Keep sharing. I'm going to try to do some more videos. Hopefully I don't overload your brains with all my silliness. And thank you all so much, and God bless.